down an absolutely unforgettable high-stakes World Cup Group E clash that went down at Toronto Stadium. I mean, this game literally had everything. We're talking underdog heroics, tactical genius, and the kind of late-game drama that reminds us all exactly why we're so obsessed with this sport. We're looking at the comeback, Germany versus Ivory Coast, a match that ended up booking a crucial ticket to the round of 32. Let's dive in. To really set the stage here, you have to remember the towering confidence Germany carried into this stadium. 7-1. That's the absolutely massive victory they had just secured against Curaçao right before this matchup. Now, you know as well as I do, when you step onto the pitch after putting 7 goals past your last opponent, there's just this natural expectation that you're going to dictate the pace. Basically, everyone expected Germany to just steamroll right through this Group E fixture.
But as we move into part 1, the underdog shock, we see how Ivory Coast completely flips the script.
The first half was, well, it was a totally contrasting reality to what anyone predicted. Germany, the heavy favourites, visibly struggled to find their footing. They just couldn't string their passes together. Their usual rhythm was honestly entirely absent. And on the flip side, Ivory Coast came out with this incredible high energy and relentless pressing. They didn't just sit back and let Germany play, right? They took the fight directly to them, completely disrupting every single attempt the Germans made to control the midfield.
And you know what? That relentless pressure actually paid off. The stadium absolutely erupted in the 30th minute. When Franck Kessié strikes, he finds the back of the net, handing Ivory Coast a totally well-deserved 1-0 lead. And let's be clear, this wasn't some lucky bounce. This was the direct result of their strategic, high-energy pressing. They kept that momentum rolling, forcing a completely shell-shocked German side to head into the halftime break trailing. Which brings us to part 2. The Masterstroke substitution, and a desperately needed second-half tactical shift. Seeing his team getting completely overrun in the midfield, the German manager realizes he has to make a move. So he introduces Deniz Undav off the bench. And this was the masterstroke. It was a decisive substitution meant to completely flip the script, and it immediately changed the pace and the whole shape of the match. Suddenly, the German attack had an entirely new dimension to it. Introduced in the second half, Undav wasted absolutely no time. He instantly showed those true striker instincts, finding little pockets of space that simply were not there for Germany in the first half. And then came the breakthrough. He clinically levels the score at 1-1 in the 68th minute. Just like that, boom, he breathes life back into a desperate German side that had been struggling for over an hour. Now we enter part 3, stoppage time heartbreak, in what became a truly end-to-end spectacle. With the clock rapidly ticking down, you really had to wonder, was this dramatic David versus Goliath clash actually destined to end in a draw? Would the points be shared? I mean, a 1-1 result would have been a monumental achievement for Ivory Coast, and let's face it, a massive disappointment for Germany, leaving everything in the group hanging in the balance. The tension inside Toronto Stadium was just palpable at this point. If we look at how this all built up, it's just a pure emotional roller coaster. We start with that incredible underdog shock, Kessié's scoring in the 30th minute to make it 1-0. Then, the managerial adjustment pays off with Undav equalizing in the 68th to make it 1-1. And then, the 94th minute. We are deep into stoppage time. Undav finds space inside the box once again and strikes for a second time, turning a tense 1-1 nail-biter into a 2-1 lead for Germany. It all came down to sealing an unbelievable 2-1 victory deep in stoppage time. Germany struck that final heartbreaking blow with Undav slotting home his second goal right at the death. Honestly, it was a crushing moment for an Ivory Coast side that had played with such incredible heart and tactical discipline for over 90 minutes. Finally, let's look at part 4, the Group E standings and what's next. When the dust finally settled in Toronto, the clinical reality of the group became crystal clear. Germany now sits firmly at the top with 6 solid points, officially confirming their advancement to the round of 32. They survived a massive scare, but at the end of the day, they got the job done. On the other side, Ivory Coast walks away with 0 points from this fixture, meaning their tournament life is literally hanging by a thread. They desperately need a win in their final match. And that leaves us here. A high-stakes, do-or-die final group fixture looms for a remarkably resilient Ivory Coast team. They proved today they can absolutely go toe-to-toe with the titans of world football. But as we know, moral victories don't award points in a group stage. So here's the ultimate question: did this sheer heartbreak of a 94th minute defeat crush Ivory Coast's spirit? Or
Is it going to be the exact fuel they need to channel that intense, relentless pressing and pull off a must-win miracle in their final match? Only time will tell, but man, it is going to be fascinating to watch.